Hello, hello, and welcome to your reading on the planets aligning. What message is there for you? Now, there are 6 planets that are aligning around the end of January, somewhere around the 21st and the 25th. And according to NASA, what's particularly special about this alignment is that 4 of these planets are going to be visible to the naked eye without a telescope. So there's going to be Venus, Saturn will be there, Jupiter, Mars, and they're going to be visible where Uranus and Neptune will also be there, but you would have to you'd have to see them with a telescope. And of course, the sun and moon are there as well. So they're calling it, they as in, people on the internet are calling it the planet parade. But the planets align actually quite often. What's special about it is that they're going to be visible. It's like they're making themselves known. So part of me is wondering if a part of the reading and the message for you has to do with visibility, making yourself known, allowing yourself to shine in your individuality. Because often when we talk about shining, we're talking about the sun. But, when we look at the planets, which some of them are already visible without a telescope, you can see how they're shining. And so let's take a look at what's your message for the planetary alignment. And you can choose one of the images. Just take a look and see if there's a particular image that's really pulling you in. And then we can jump to the reading. You can find the time codes as well as the decks that I use in the description below. And yeah, jump to your pile and let's get started. Hello, pile number 1. So you chose the first image. And so we're just going to start by seeing, what's the overall message in this planetary alignment for you? What's the overall message? I'm actually feeling like here, rising sun, the divine solar child. Wow, rising sun. I mean, what a perfect card for this planetary alignment. Rising sun. So this is one of the things I was talking about in the introduction. It feels to me like these planets being visible has to do with you also giving yourself permission to shine, to be visible. And so it's like pile number 1, your sun is rising. Perhaps, is that too dark? Perhaps you felt like you weren't visible or different things may have been difficult, but this is your opportunity. As you can see, I'm kind of playing with the light here. This sounds like a great opportunity. Let's see, I was feeling these top 3 and then maybe these 2 for later. At the bottom, portal of light. She glides on wings through time and space. Let's see. The dark mysteries. Enter the chamber of the dark goddess. Miracle of Isis. Miraculous healing of the goddess. Abundance of Sodas. Stellar blessings of the celestial goddess of abundance. Look at how beautiful this is. You're receiving stellar blessings as well as a miracle healing. Isn't that wonderful? So it looks to me with the dark mysteries here, like you may have gone through something that was painful, that was difficult, or maybe some of you were kind of in hermit mode, hiding yourself, being a dark mystery yourself. And some of you may have even been going through a bit of a dark night of the soul, healing different parts of yourselves, integrating your shadow, possibly even healing the inner child. And so with this, I feel like you're a rising sun. It's time with this planetary alignment, there's an activation happening that is giving you permission to be seen, to be that center of attention. And the dark mysteries is saying it may have been difficult, but these things are coming with the alignment. There's peace coming. There's a release that's happening so that these stellar blessings can come through. And often we have to be willing and able to let go of something for something new to come in. And so when I was trying to say center of attention with the rising sun, I said center of tension. And so part of me wonders if with having been maybe a bit secluded and a bit in your own element for a while, if it feels uncomfortable to come out and to be seen and to be, kind of in the center of things. But, these things take practice. We can move forward step by step. And that's what Saturn, who will be one of the planets that is visible, is offering us. It's the opportunity to just move forward step by step without fear of, holding ourselves back. Yeah, so this is about facing your fears. It's kind of like Scorpio energy as well. It's, gifting yourself with freedom and with peace, but it's going to require a kind of initiation. She calls you to her inner chamber where she holds a test and a gift for you. The test is your willingness to meet and release the fears within that have been secretly holding you back. The gift is freedom, peace, opportunity, and prosperity in all its forms. Will you accept her call? Your time for deeper initiation is here. Isn't that what I said at the very beginning? This looks to me like an initiation. And with this initiation, there's going to be this question of whether or not you're willing to accept and receive the call. Okay. With the rising sun, it's being noted that a dark phase, a dark struggle is over. So this is like the end of a solar, this is the end of a karmic cycle. So you've been bold, you've been persistent, you've been healing, giving yourself an opportunity to let go of things that do not positively serve, which is bringing more alignment, bringing more power, bringing more stability. You allowed yourself to be supported by the divine. And here we have the divine masculine Osiris as well as the divine feminine Isis. And so you used, all of the energy you had within you to allow yourself to really let go of anything that was holding you back. And now you're moving into abundance. So this is like an initiation. It's a call. It's a question. The planetary alignment power one is asking you whether or not you will receive the call of the goddess to move forward and to allow yourself to shine. And if you choose to accept the invitation, there is abundance that is waiting for you. Let's see about these two cards. What I'm wondering is, how can you accept the call? Divine destiny. Okay. So this is, it's almost like your soul already accepted the call. This is something that was agreed on before you came here. Your soul was like, listen, this is what I want to do. So with the divine destiny call here, one way that you can accept this call is just by moving forward based on what you feel is right in your heart and in your intuition. Look at this, healing the divine masculine Osiris. Isn't that what we just talked about? Calling on all parts of who you are. And look, behind the divine masculine stands the divine feminine. And so in the trend that we have going on right now, we're talking about feminine power rising. We always have to remember that when feminine power is rising, we can't just deny or think negatively about the masculine. We have to heal our masculine energy if we want to give our vibrant, creative, feminine energy the opportunity to rise. And so another part of the divine feminine is the ability to simply be. And I feel like that's how you can answer the call, is by being yourself, being authentic, following your heart, allowing yourself to follow your intuition. So if you're getting intuitive pulls to start a community, start an online community, maybe you're getting a call to, lay oracle cards. Maybe you're getting a call to write a book, to put out your first ebook, or maybe you're getting a call, to speak to someone and use them as a resource, or reach out to them as a potential resource. Whatever it is that you're feeling intuitively or where your heart feels called, that's what's going to help you. Another thing that you can do is by healing your root chakra, healing your sacral, as well as your solar plexus, like healing your lower chakras. Because some of you, I'm guessing, are incredibly spiritual. So you're very focused on the third eye, focused on the crown. allowing yourself to receive divine insight. And perhaps for some of you, this whole life on the earth plane, this human life may feel a bit heavy. And you may ask yourself, like, how can I have this big, bold vision, but how can I ground this big, bold vision here on the earth plane? So some of you are healing the divine masculine so that you can learn how you can take your big vision, your spiritual vision, and really ground it here step by step. We can find out more about that if you like. Amazing, Pawan. Capricorn. Weren't we just talking about Saturn? Moving forward step by step. Saturn rules Capricorn. We have at the bottom the 4th house. So you may want to check your birth chart because some of you may have Capricorn on your first house, which will also be the Imam Koli. That would be right here in your birth chart. You may have Capricorn here, or you may have Saturn in your 4th house. And when you have Saturn in your 4th house, then you can sometimes feel like you want to get out there, you want to show your personality, but you may not feel safe doing so. You may feel a little held back. You may consider yourself to be shy, or even if you weren't shy as a kid, you may have learned shyness somewhere along the way. And so with Saturn in your 4th house and Saturn shining in the heavens, I feel like there's an opportunity to heal that energy and to step more into your Uranus, which is an energy of freedom. So check and see where Uranus is in your birth chart. And if you would like me to check with you, you can see in the link below in the description, and I can help you with that as well. But this is about Saturn is often the bridge to Uranus. Saturn is pretty much your best friend who's showing you and telling you honestly where you may feel a little held back, and pointing to where you can allow a miraculous healing to come through. And then Uranus is like, once you've done that, once you've crossed this bridge, then you can live this very special, innovative, possibly rebellious, but very definitely unique part of who you are. Okay, 9 of Stones. The Hangman. At the bottom, 10 of Pipes. Let's see what else we got. Ace of Pipes. Yeah, so this is energy working towards something. Seeing yourself from a different perspective is going to be necessary for this to really come to fruition. And Capricorn, you know, that's your public image. It's management, it's entrepreneurship. So some of you may be moving into entrepreneurship. Some of you may be moving into the public eye, or working on your new self-concept, your new self-identity, one that sees you more in your power and in your abilities. But here, this is a clear movement of planting seeds and really giving yourself permission to see yourself from a different light. Like, look at her looking into the water, and in the water, she has a crown of stars, almost like the planets aligning. Look at the crown of stars. And then she has a star on her third eye as well. And you see that well, yeah. So you may suddenly be seeing yourself with this crown and with this sparkling, clear third eye, where you're allowing yourself to come out of this difficult cycle, to accept the call of the initiation, which is a part of your destiny, and allowing you to heal your relationship to masculine energy. And then you're coming more into alignment, which is going to bring in the abundance that you seek. This is just a beautiful reading. It's a beautiful storytelling. Now, shortly after the planetary alignment is the new moon on January 29th, which I think is incredible, because what you pretty much have is something, the planets aligning, calling you, pile one, to your destiny. And then there's a new moon right after that gives this energy of a restart, where you can, with the 9 of Stones here, start reinvesting in your future. Start planting the seeds and allowing the seeds to grow that will allow you to harvest something new. And it's giving exciting possibilities, exciting opportunities. Look at her again here with a seed. Also again with, look at this card, literally with the stars aligning. And then she's planting a seed and it's right in front of her sacral chakra. So you're held. This is the Ace of Wands. You're held, you're safe in these new exciting possibilities that are coming with the planetary alignment. Isn't that amazing? So really, this is just giving yourself permission to move forward on your goals, start planting those seeds so that you can really enjoy what it is that belongs to you. And this reading is meant to just be a loving message for you, but you also have to be ready to receive. Because when we're talking about the divine feminine with the divine masculine, I mean, look at this, the feminine with the masculine. Isn't that amazing? The masculine is like Aries. There are a lot of masculine signs, but the masculine gives, and the feminine receives. So in order for you to really be able to live this, you have to be ready to receive the message. The message is being given, and now you must be ready to receive. And only when that giving and receiving comes together at the same time, masculine is not better or first, feminine is not better or first. They both have to come together at the same time to give and then to also receive for birth to happen. So the message is being given. The question is, are you willing to receive? So let's see what aspect of yourself you can ignite. Are those still visible? Yes. Okay, what aspect of yourself can you ignite with this planetary alignment? The ancestor. Let's find out more about that. Wow, the alchemist. I feel like with the ancestor, this is something that is not new to you. It's not something that's new to your ancestral line. So whatever it is that you're doing, it's something that you personally are very good at, very familiar with. So if you're doubting yourself, you got to let that go. That's just a bad habit that, and of course, we don't want to put value judgments on our habits, but that's a habit that we pick up in this earth energy. And it's not really earth energy. It's just kind of the system and structure that we've set up in particular cultures. But there's no need to doubt because this is something that's a part of your ancestral line. Let's see, the self. This is just a part of who you are. And I feel like these cards are also saying you don't need to achieve something in particular. Look at this with the citizen at the bottom. I feel like there's a message. You don't need to achieve something in particular to be special. So if part of you is like, I still haven't done this, I still haven't done that, and only when I do that will X, Y, Z be blah, blah, blah. That's not how prosperity and abundance works. Abundance comes from joy. Abundance comes from joy. Abundance comes from, giving yourself permission to release control and to come more into your inner power. Because with Scorpio, what we're learning, with Scorpio and Pluto, we're learning that power is the ability to choose how we respond to the situations around us. So instead of trying to control everything, which is a lower vibrational form of power, we instead understand, even though we can't control everything that's happening around us, I have the choice of how I react to that situation. And that is true power. True power lies in your choices. So one of the things that you're being given is the opportunity with the alchemist here is to transform. The alchemist turns base metals into gold. And so they're telling you, you can transform your ancestral line by giving yourself permission to be yourself. And as soon as you accept yourself for who you are and all of your gifts, and allow yourself to begin to invest in your future, you will transform, you will heal backwards and forwards in your ancestral line. So there's a generational cycle breaking here, particularly if you have Capricorn on the 4th, Saturn in the 4th, Pluto in the 4th, Scorpio on the 4th, anything like that. There's an opportunity to transform the ancestral line. And the way you can do it is by being yourself. Invest in your future. Give yourself permission to see yourself in a new celestial light. Awaken to all of the possibilities that are there for you. And then just allow yourself to receive this message, receive this love. This is the Ace of Cups. So you're being called to answer your destiny, answer this call of initiation. And the way you can best answer it is by healing the divine masculine, but more than anything, by being yourself. Radical self-acceptance, radical self-love, stopping the voice of self-judgment, stopping the voice of self-criticism, and saying, I am that I am. And as I am, it's beautiful and I'm perfect. One last message. Look at these 2 cards coming out. Have faith in your dreams. Emotions are running high. So some of you may be worried. Some of you may have been on the brink of giving up. But I hope that after this reading, you can see the miraculous energy and opportunities that are right in front of you. And with this planetary alignment, there's an initiation and activation happening. So with emotions are running high right here where the Ace of Cups is, I feel like there's an opportunity to be at peace and understand that part of what you're feeling is also momentum. Your dreams need a practical plan. The 34 was also reminding me of the need to put, with 3 being creativity and 4 being a foundation, your goals and your creativity may need a practical plan. Yeah, and that's Capricorn too, right? Structure, moving forward step by step. Okay. So let's get one final encouraging message. And let's use this last encouraging message to find out what you can do to bring more structure, or what does your plan need to include? Or you know what? Let's do that with this tarot deck. What does your practical plan need to include? Pile 1. Now, this is a practical plan that's going to help you transform, which will also help you transform your ancestral line. And some of you may be even in areas like Reiki and different energy work areas. Some of you may be in Kundalini. So let's find out, what is it that needs to be included in your practical plans? Okay, so with the 3 of coins here, I almost said corns, which is cool because corn for me is abundance. Some of you may be collaborating. So you may have a practical plan where you're collaborating, and not just with others. Check where you have placements in Aquarius, because depending on the placements in Aquarius, if you have your North Node there, for example, if you have your sun there, where's your moon? Like, what's going on in your 11th house? Because depending on what's there, you may be collaborating with the angels as well. And we're all doing that, right? We all have the opportunity to ask the angels for help. But some of you actually have a soul contract that says, I'm going to come here. I'm going to be a medium. I'm going to be a channel. I'm going to be a voice that's going to help people connect to their angelic energy. So you're either collaborating with humans or with the angelic realm. Either way, look at adding collaboration as a part of your practical plans. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. At the bottom, confidence with the King of Wands. The deck is in German, so I'm just translating. That's the King of Wands. So you need to have confidence as a part of your plan. 6 of coins. So make sure that you're giving. Make sure that you're out there sharing your gifts. If you're hiding and not allowing yourself to be visible, if people can't find you, or they only find you once every 2 weeks, they hear from you or something like that, there's no real consistency. The next time is maybe 3 weeks. This Six of Coins is about giving, sharing your gift, allowing yourself to be seen. Temperance. So make sure that in your plan there's an opportunity for flow. So you don't want it to be too rigid. You want there to be an opportunity for flow. You don't want to hold on too tightly to the outcome. It has to be this way or it has to be that way. You want to move forward, share your gift, collaborate, but be open to new possibilities. Be open to new opportunities. Make sure that you're integrating not just action, but also being, allowing yourself to be quiet, to listen within, to connect to your angels. Eight of Cups. I feel like the message here is there may be certain things that are familiar to you that you may need to let go of. So in this practical plan, some of it may have to do with decluttering. Also connected to Scorpio Pluto energy is decluttering. It may be release. And it's so interesting that Scorpio Pluto is coming in so strongly, even though it's not one of those 6 planets in the parade. But I feel like there's just such a strong planetary energy of alignment here. You know, it's like they're all of the planets are showing up for you. Like, let's go, let's do this. And look at the last card with the sun. Look at that amazing optimism and also the inner child, right? So some of you will be healing. Part of this practical plan needs to be play. You need to be making time to play on a daily basis. Okay, so it's not just about rigidity and structure. It's also about play, because as you allow yourself to play and explore, you'll find out new ideas. You'll see those new opportunities. Okay, so let's give one last encouraging message. Ending a trauma, transform memories and symptoms. So, my love, this is it. This is the end of a tough cycle. Like, things are meant to align. Things are meant to work out. The abundance of solstice. And part of this is destiny. And look at the bottom of the deck. You are unique. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Let's keep that card. Ending a trauma and coming more into the truth of who you are. Okay. So pile number 1, with this planetary alignment, you can look forward to an activation of the truth of who you are, but it's also going to require you to make a choice. You're being asked whether or not you're ready, whether or not you want this. And so there's an opportunity for transformation. But what's definitely happening either way is that a tough cycle is ending. A door is opening and you can step through and begin to really start planting seeds for a better and brighter future. Don't be afraid to walk away from the things that do not resonate with the truth of who you are, and begin to open up to new opportunities, new relationships, new opportunities to collaborate, to laugh together, to play together. Do not underestimate the power of play, because money, prosperity, abundance, these are energies of joy. So if you give yourself permission to go deeper into sharing your gifts, and at the same time allowing yourself to play and collaborate and just enjoy connection, you can open yourself up to opportunities. So make sure you give your dreams a practical plan and you have faith in them. Okay, move forward, receive that love. So thank you, pile number 1, for allowing me to read for you. And I hope that I'll have this honor again. You can check the playlist. There are other readings that are already available. And also, I would appreciate it if you haven't done already, if you could like and subscribe. And if you'd like to work together on a one-to-one basis, the link is below in the description. I would be honored. I'm sending you so much love, and have fun during this planetary alignment, moving into the new moon. And also just remember, you're perfect just as you are. Speak soon. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading on the Planet Parade. The planets are aligning, and as you may have heard already in the introduction, there are 6 planets aligning. 4 of them will be visible, and it's actually the visibility of the 4 planets without a telescope that makes it quite special. So I'm wondering if there's a message of visibility that's going to be coming through in the reading. So you chose the second image. So let's go ahead and get your message, pile number 2. I'm really excited. And so the planets that will be visible are Venus, Saturn, Mars will also be visible, Jupiter, and the 2 that will be there but not visible without a telescope are Neptune and Uranus. And then the sun and moon are there, of course, as well. So the internet is calling it a planet parade. But it's quite special. Look at this portal of light that they will be visible. Proper burial for freedom. Divine sisterhood. Okay. Let's see. I'm feeling like that as well. Okay, at the bottom, the brother in darkness, overcoming negative energy with feminine power. So I feel like there's been this theme that one of the ways that we can release fear, shame, guilt, anything that's keeping us from really moving forward on our path is actually through creativity, by giving our inner child the opportunity to play. And that's what I feel like is being said here with, overcoming negative energy with feminine power. I feel like there's this opportunity, pile number 2, to play more, to let go with the proper burial for freedom of what doesn't serve so that you can step into what it is that you really want to experience. This divine sisterhood, I think, is super important because, with the planets being visibly present, I feel like there's also a message of community. I mean, think about the fact that we're in the age of Aquarius, which is group energy, humanity, and Pluto is also in Aquarius. And then now we have the planets being visible. Them aligning is not necessarily a rarity, but they're actually visible in their alignment. So I feel like we're being called to also align and allow community to be something that blesses us on our path as well. So you have the opportunity to really understand who you are as an expansive being. Like when you look up into the stars, just remember astrophysicists, actual scientists have already for a long time proved that we're made of the same atoms as the stars, as the universe. So during the planetary alignment, when you're looking up at Jupiter, you're looking up at Venus, when you're in awe of the stars, remember you're made of the same atoms. So when you look in the mirror, you should also be in awe of yourself, allowing yourself to really understand that you're this majestic being, not limited to time, not limited to space. You're also a child of the cosmos. And look at this goddess of 10,000 names, goddess energy, temple of lapis lazuli. Okay, this card has never come out in a reading as far as I can remember. This card indicates that you have stellar energy, that you incarnated, that you're basically a star seed. You've incarnated on other dimensions. You've been a part of other star systems. So you can see that as confirmation. If you are more interested in finding out more, I also do Starseed astrology birth chart readings. But this is also a confirmation. And really, I feel like what's happening here is that in pile number 2, this planetary alignment has to do with you opening up and realizing your majesty. And that you're a part of this star planetary system. Okay, Rising Sun, this came out in pile number 1. And the Dark Mysteries, this also came out in pile number 1. So this is indicating that a tough cycle has ended. A tough cycle has ended and it hasn't been easy, but similar to pile number 1, and I feel like this may be just a general message with the planetary alignment, is that this is a call. And this call is like, are you ready? Are you willing to be a part of the transformation that is happening? And pile number 2, I feel like with divine sisterhood, community of the spiritual sisters and brothers of the light, that a part of your role in this transformation that's happening on earth could be in leading and, setting up community, networks, bringing people together. Let's take a look at the description for this card. So, divine sisterhood, community of the spiritual sisters and brothers of light. In community that is based in equality, respect, healthy boundaries, and personal freedom, with a mutual desire for spiritual growth and honoring of innate wisdom, great miracles occur. You are a part of this community of light. There you go. At one time, it existed only in the spiritual worlds, yet now it is being born on the earth. Mind blowing. It is a part of your destiny to help create and nurture a conscious community that empowers all of its members and is based in truth. Okay. This is an incredible message because it's basically what I was saying before. It's not just that you've been called to create conscious community here, but you're a part of a community of light that only existed in the spiritual worlds and is only now coming to earth. And this is being confirmed by this card because, again, this card has to do with identifying starseeds who have been incarnate on other dimensions. And some of you may need to check where you have Cancer and the moon in your chart, if it's somewhere around the 12th house. If you have your moon there, like what energy do you have? Are you Cancer ascendant? These are all different indications for goddess energy that is a part of you. Let's take a look and find out some more. Or let's check this proper burial for freedom. Because it looks like you're being confirmed as a member of starlight community. In order for life to flow and express itself, that which belongs to the world of death must be released. There is nothing to be gained and everything to be lost by trying to hold on to that which no longer serves us. Though it takes great spiritual courage and trust to allow this to happen, Osiris, Lord of the Dead, guides you now to release that which no longer needs to be a part of your life so that you may be free. So some of you may have also had some difficult experiences when it comes to community, when it comes to coming together with others. And some of you may just have been loners for a while. So there could have been a not so great experience, or some of you could have been self-isolating, or even in a dark night of the soul, and you're coming out of it now, and you're coming into spaces where you're allowing yourself to be a part of community. It's just that with you, pile number 2, it's not just you coming out of it and coming out of this difficult cycle that's calling you to something greater. It's also about you leading conscious community. So again, this could be you reading on YouTube, you creating a network for spiritual leaders, a network for look at with Juno on the bottom. Some of you may be in the space of romance, helping people come together, helping people find their soulmates and life partners. I only wanted to pull one. How did this happen? Look at this with Venus, with life partners, what we just said, love. Aquarius, we just talked about Aquarius, about how this is group energy. 3rd house, communication. This is the house of communication. It's the house of naming things, bringing things to light. Okay. The house of short trips, the house of gathering information, sharing your knowledge. So some of you definitely have a gift as a networker, as someone who brings people together. Okay. So Venus is the planet of love, but it's also art, it's symmetry, it's charm, it's warmth, it's grace. It's so some of you may even be majestic. People may enjoy being, I just touched the mic, sorry. People may enjoy being around you, may find it very calming, very soothing to be even in your presence. And some of you may just be tapping into this energy. And again, with this being an energy of love and with this sisterhood, some of you may be creating conscious communities that bring together love. And maybe people through this community may even be finding some of their soul partners. With Aquarius, that can be an energy of groups as well as an energy of friendship, but it's definitely an energy of community. bringing community together. But it may require you to give yourself permission to love yourself and accept yourself as you are, because Aquarius is also about authenticity. Aquarius gives the self permission to be themselves. It's breaking free of conditioning, letting go of inner and outer restraints and constraints, and giving the self permission to be as they are. So some of you may want to see if you have Uranus in the third house, because then you may be speaking, acting according to, what you feel and what you know is right within you. Oh, look, I wanted 2 cards and 2 flipped over. Look, at the bottom, the World card. So to me, the World card is about fruition, the end of a cycle. The Hermit. Okay, the Hermit and 5 arrows. So this is about, so some of you, you have wisdom within you that you can share, but you're not sharing it. Look at her. Look at, she's disappointed. You can tell she's in need and she has enough and she's not sharing it. Her bowl is empty. Her bowl is full. Her bowl is empty. And it's like maybe some of you are hermiting a little bit because you're not necessarily aware of your goddess energy, of your beauty. And so you have gifts to give, but you may not be sharing it. And with, the third house here with communication, Aquarius and Venus here as well, it's like, sharing is, and communication is just kind of a part of your path. So with this planetary alignment, you may find yourself experiencing yourself in a different way that allows you to share your gifts more confidently. So part of what you're meant to do is really guide others. The Hermit is a guide, guide, and to help those who are in need. Share your gifts and help those who are in need. So if you're like, I don't know what to do, this is all so complicated, and focus on helping those in need. Bringing your gifts to the forefront. And I don't know how you feel about creating community. I have my North Node in the 11th house, which is the house of Aquarius, in Gemini, which Gemini rules the 3rd house. So this message could just as easily be for me. So I know what it feels like to be called to community, to be called to communication. And it's not always the easiest, but it's very fulfilling. And with Aquarius here, the angels want to help you. Usually, depending on what placements one has in Aquarius or the 11th house, there's some kind of soul contract with the angelic, with the spiritual realm that says, okay, we're going to do this together. So you're not alone. The Hermit thinks he's alone, but the Hermit goes to the mountaintop to meet these guides. So some of you may need to be meditating in your own personal definition of meditation, not something that's forced on you or forced on you through images of what's being projected on social media, but really find your own avenue to connecting with your guides. What can you activate and unlock with this planetary alignment? What part of you are you activating and unlocking? At the bottom, the ruler. That's interesting. The ruler of Aquarius is Uranus. So checking your charts where you have Uranus. The healer. So you're activating the healer as well as the rebel. And that is Aquarius energy. So you may be going about a path that is not necessarily the one that everyone chooses immediately. This is something that's quite unique to you and quite unique to who you are. So this is the call. The Dark Mysteries is saying there's a call here. There's an invitation of initiation. But the question is, will you answer the call? Will you allow yourself to be one of the chosen? And that call may include you working in a space of healing that is not necessarily conventional. And I have to be careful using the word healer because it's protected legally, the word. But, it can show itself in a lot of different ways. And with this rebel card here, it may be that you're doing it in an unconventional way. With Aquarius here, it could be as an astrologer. You could be doing what I do, which is, reading birth charts, teaching classes in connection with astrology. You could also be doing something else that I do with these placements in my chart, which is as a Reiki teacher. Some of you may be into pranic healing, into Kundalini. You may be into vitamins, nutrition, nutritional health. You may be into, there's so many different ways. Okay, these cards came out. Okay, these cards came out in the first pile as well. Okay. At the bottom, 4 of coins. So with the 4 of coins here, some of you may be trying to stay secure. You may be a little afraid to venture out. And this rebel, as well as Aquarius, is saying, don't wait until you feel like it's something that everyone else will find acceptable. You've got to go out and be yourself and do it the way that you know is for you. And with the 3rd house jumping forward here, I feel like it's going to have something to do with communication. And it may even have something to do with engaging with different cultures and different modalities. It may have something to do with exploration. And you just, you may not feel like you're an expert in what you're doing. Like whenever people have placements, 3rd house Gemini or 9th house Sagittarius, they really got to be careful of 4 of coins energy. The energy of feeling like, I've got to be sure that I'm sure before I can start teaching or start speaking or start sharing. And what's really happening is that with Gemini, Sagittarius, 3rd house, 9th house kind of energy, it's more of you going out and sharing, and you don't need to be an expert in every single field. It's more just sharing and trusting that whoever needs to hear your message will hear it. Look at that, Ace of Coins. Okay, last card. The High Priestess. The High Priestess and the healer, like bookends. The healer and the High Priestess. That's amazing. The cards are in German, but I'll translate in 1 second. So with the 8 of Cups here, this is the 8 of Cups. It's going to require you to walk away from a past identity that maybe sees you trying to fit in. And it's going to require you to start sharing your gift. Just start sharing your gift. And to embrace this, this healer energy. And all it is it's about flow. It's about flow. It's about balance. And I personally associate temperance with Aquarius because of the flow, because of the water, the 1 foot on the earth, 1 foot in water. So, this is about flow. Just allow it to flow. This is not something that you have to control or, something that you have to wrestle with. It's more about you coming just into the natural flow of who you are, because you've done this before and you've done it in other worlds. So this is just about you accepting who you are, not worrying about whether or not everyone's going to understand it. Sometimes when I read these cards, I'm like, I don't know if friends from high school or whatever are going to see this, old colleagues, but all I know is that when the bell tolls and it's time for me to move on to something new, I want to know that I gave my all in the present moment, that I was connected and grounded in the present moment and gave my all, irregardless is not a word, regardless of what other people were saying or what other people think. So with this Ace of Coins and the High Priestess, I feel like, with the columns of Solomon behind her and the energy of the moon, this goddess energy, a lot of goddesses were moon goddesses, had moon energy. So I feel like you're being called to step into that goddess energy, to treat yourself like that, to dress like that, to speak like that, move into this. And it's not a new identity. This is not you moving from an old identity into the new identity. This is you moving into your true identity. Okay. So This is the opportunity that is being offered to you to move into your true identity. So let's see if there are any other messages for you as you, pile number 2, step into knowing and understanding that you are a starseed, a celestial being, and that you're here to help and guide in this new earth. And the planetary alignment is just one activation, and it's shortly before the new moon on the 29th. Confidence is the key to your success. Your hard work is paying off. So I need you to keep going. I need you to believe in yourself. Let's just take those. Expect powerful change at the bottom of the deck. My nose is itching like crazy. I don't know if you guys associate meaning with that, but ooh. Don't let your past hold you back. Okay. We're letting go of any kind of ancestral stories of defeat. And you can bless your ancestors by being yourself, moving forward. As you move forward, you heal backwards and forwards in time. Yeah, it's time for healing. So the synchronicity is just off the chains with this reading today, even for pile number 1. But that's the planetary alignment, right? It's synchronicity, things coming together. Your commitment is being tested. That's so interesting because that fits with the dark mysteries. Is there's a test of initiation. But understand, please, pile number 2, this isn't a test of whether or not you can do it. It's not a test about whether or not you're good enough. You've passed those tests. You can do it. Worthiness is not something that is ever up for debate. Don't ever allow anyone to make you feel like your worthiness is debatable. Absolutely not. Your worthiness is a given, and you stand in that. With this goddess of 10,000 names, you stand in that, okay? So this is not what it's about. The commitment is just, it's like the universe opening a door, giving you the opportunity to do what your soul has always wanted to do. And now you get to say, do I still want this or not? And, I don't want to push anybody in any particular direction, but I'm cheerleading and saying, go, 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 move forward, do it, try it. It's not about being perfect. With this ruler at the bottom of the deck and right below that architect, I feel like don't try to control it too much or force too much. You got to come more into your feminine power, right? And that's possibly why this is at the bottom of the deck, because I always feel like the bottom of the deck gives a bit of a foundational energy to the reading. Overcoming negative energy with feminine power. I feel like with ruler here and below it architect, let me see. The creator. If you hold on too tightly, then it kind of strangles divine masculine energy and doesn't really allow the feminine to flow. So Scorpio is teaching us that true power lies in our choices. So just allow yourself to flow and just move forward, following your heart, following your intuition. Okay, pile number 2. To me, with your hard work is paying off and confidence is your key to your success, I feel like your guides are just cheering you on. Like, if there's any self-doubt, don't worry. You've been here. You've done this before. All you got to do is allow yourself to be that guide and to share your gifts. You've done this before. You can do it. Don't give up. And the planetary alignment is just a continual activation. And right after that is going to be the new moon. So it's like a new start in a new cycle with you drunk with love. So those of you searching for romance, and those of you searching for romance with a partner, those of you searching for romance with yourself, this can come through with the planetary alignment. Look at that dawn of love, double love, make friends. So Aquarius is friendship energy. So it's once again, like they're ending the reading with the message, don't forget, like go back, listen to this reading and take notes. Community is incredibly important for you. Creating partnership first with yourself, or at the same time with yourself, as well as with others. Drunk with love, let love lift you to freedom. Dawn of love. Love is rising on the horizon of your life. So if you've been, interested in allowing romance to come through and allowing friendship to come through, soul family, a client base, anything that has to do with connection and connecting with others, this planetary alignment has the ability to activate that. And all you got to do is open up to receive and continue to move forward, acting on what you know is for your highest and greatest good. Okay? So, pile number 2, that is your reading. And thank you so much for allowing me to have the honor of reading for you. If this was helpful in any way, then I would appreciate it if you could like and subscribe, help me grow the channel, and pass it on to someone who needs an uplifting message. And if you'd like to work together and learn more about your Starseed birth chart, then the link is in the description below. I'm sending so much love, so many hugs. And remember to save this reading so that you can come back to it and you can be reminded of what's been activated already at the beginning of 2025. Sending so much love. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading on the planetary alignment. Oh, how exciting. So there are 6 planets that are aligning. But it's not the fact that they're aligning that's actually unique and special. It's the fact that 4 of them will be visible without a telescope. And 2 of them, Uranus and Neptune, will be visible with telescope. And then you'll have the moon and the sun, And shortly after the alignment is the new moon. So with 4 planets being visible without the telescope and then the sun and moon there as well, it just kind of begs the question, is this reading somehow also concerned with visibility? And the first 2 were the first 2 piles. So let's see what your message is, pile number 3. It's interesting because my battery just went low and then the flame for the candle is also a bit low. So I'm curious to see what that means for your reading. Are we moving into Neptune and Uranus energy, the 2 planets that aren't actually visible? Let's see, pile number 3. Soul retrieval. Oh, soul retreating, I accidentally said. Soul retrieval, deep soul healing with the goddess. So this is about like calling back your power, calling back parts of you that may have been given up at different points that were traumatic or difficult. Rising sun, the end of a difficult cycle. So I feel like, this is, there's been a difficult, possibly even dark cycle behind you. And so now there's like this call of opportunity. Let's see. Okay. At the bottom, how beautiful. We have the abundance of Sotis. So abundance is like the theme of these cards that we've pulled from Isis. So let's see. I'm actually going to pause and charge a bit. Okay, apologies. There may be a change in a bit in the audio, but let's keep going. So you've got the soul retrieval and the rising sun. And the rising sun shows like, it's moving from the setting sun to the rising. So you're coming out of maybe a period that was a little darker. Maybe some of you have been doing like this shamanic type of work of calling back parts of who you are, calling back your power, healing your inner child, healing different aspects of who you are. Look at this, Eye of Horus, awakening divine perception. I don't think this card has ever been pulled in this deck. In fact, even in my private use, I didn't even know this card was in this deck. So this is going to be a particularly unique reading. Temple of Black Obsidian. Divine Destiny. This came out in, I believe, pile number 1. And did it come out in 2 as well? I'm not sure. Okay. And Temple of Lapis Lazuli. This came out in the last as well. So in pile number 2, Temple of Lapis Lazuli came out as well. So it's almost like this planetary alignment is calling the star seeds forward. Like it's calling forward the people who have made agreements to usher, to be a part of a community that ushers in a new way of thinking, ushering in an awakening divine perception. Because if you even think about it, the the planets coming together in an alignment, and, you know, 4 of them being visible to with the telescope, it's like a community, you know, there's a community coming together. So let's take a look at the description for this Eye of Horus. The Eye of Horus brings divine perception, protection, and insight. You are gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight, that are awakening and growing now. You have much divine support and protection so that you may grow your abilities and serve others with your divine gifts. Trust your perception and know that you are divinely protected. Isn't that interesting? Because when the battery was going low on the phone and I wasn't able really to see the camera, I should say, I wasn't really able to see the screen. And then I also noticed that the candle is much, you know, the flame is much smaller than it was before. And I feel like your reading is about the fact that you can see into the dark. You have, you know, your third eye, this ability to see beyond what is immediately perceivable. And that was also my feeling in connection with Neptune and Uranus being the 2 planets that are a part of this planetary alignment, or, you know, as people are calling it on the internet, planet parade. But they are the 2 that are only visible with a telescope. Of course, they're farther away, so they're not going to be as easily visible. And Neptune is like, to me, if I were to associate that with an archetype, it would be the mystic. And Uranus I would associate with not just, you know, the rebel, but also like the innovator. So some of you are like spiritual mystics who are finding a new path, finding a new way, helping us see a new way. Let's find out more. So let's find out more about what you're awakening on this divine journey. Like as you, okay, the ancestor, the hero. Oh my gosh, how exciting. The challenger. And also I want to ask very specifically how you can continue to awaken this divine perception. We'll look at those later. At the bottom, the Father. So some of you need to know that you're held, that you're protected. That's one of the messages of the Eye of Horus. And it's interesting because it's saying the divine solar child reborn. And Horus is the child of Lady Isis and Osiris. So it's like talking about the child being born. And then it's like the child stepping into its power. And in order for you to do that, you may need to continue healing, continue protecting your energy as well. Black obsidian, in general, the black stones are often very protective. And then allow yourself to step into your divine destiny, because you are, with this Temple of Lapis Lazuli card, this card is generally a confirmation of being a starseed and having a connection to spiritual worlds as well as star systems. So let me get a black obsidian so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so this is the stone black obsidian, and you can see it's actually volcanic glass. So in case you decide to get such a stone to help protect you from, you know, the energy of phones, laptops, but also for any kind of energy that doesn't feel like it's for your highest, greatest good, this is a very protective stone. You can get one that's much smaller than this. And also this is obsidian as well, but this is mahogany obsidian. I don't know if you can see that. It's mahogany obsidian. This one is particularly good if you're healing. And with the ancestor here, I feel like it may be that you need this particular obsidian, this mahogany obsidian, which helps with family situations. So if you feel like you had a difficult childhood, or you're healing the relationship to your birth family, or that you're the child that came to break and establish new generational cycles and things like that, then this is definitely a stone that can be supportive to you on your path. So again, that's mahogany obsidian. And this is, I'll just call it regular black obsidian, both very valuable, but not expensive to buy. Okay, so the ancestor, the hero, and the challenger. So, you know, some of you may really need some mahogany obsidian, because if you're the one in the family who challenges or who says the thing that people don't want to hear, then that can be a stone that's helpful to you on your path. The hero is generally like the protagonist of the story, the one who's pushing and moving the story forward and going through different challenges, like Hercules, like Jesus, like Gilgamesh, all these different, you know, people in mythology and history and spirituality, even the Buddha, for example, who went through different tests, different challenges that helped them to open up to a whole other level of divine perception. So it helped them to raise their vibration. So some of you are going through different tests and challenges that are helping you to level up, like to raise your vibration, to step into something incredibly powerful, incredibly new. So if you've been complaining, like, what the, you know, why me? Just know that this is an incredible level up for you, okay? And you're healing your ancestral lines, and maybe even continuing something that you started in a past life, and you may be completing it or continuing it in this particular lifetime. So even doing like a past life regression could be helpful. I recently did a past life regression where I saw a particular gift that I was using, and I could see that it was just a complete and utter part of who I am. And so all of the apprehension I had in using the gift just kind of floated away, because I could see that that was just a quite natural and already very honed part of who I am. So some of you are going through those classic tests. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with The Hero with 1,000 Faces from Joseph Campbell, where Joseph Campbell talks about the stages that a hero goes through. And so some of you are going through some of those tests. And one of them is the call, where the hero is called to take a journey. And it always makes me think of Bilbo Baggins in The Hobbit, you know, where he's called to take the journey. He's like, no, guys, this is not who I am. This is not, you know. And he ends up on the adventure anyway, and he comes out much differently than he did. Then, you know, he's a much truer version and more brave and courageous version of himself than he was before he left. So it looks to me like some of you guys have a lot of challenges, but this is all helping you step into a more truer version of who you are, and you're leveling up. Your vibration is higher, and there's a abundance that's connected to this journey, and it sees you in recognizing yourself as a starseed. So we wanted to come back to how you can activate this divine perception. It looks like you're already on the path. You're already, you know, like Hercules, meeting the different challenges so that you can level up and be that mystic. Okay, healer. How can you open up to divine perception? The warrior, right under path of divine warrior. So some of you need to check your chart, check your birth chart, see what's going on in the first house, see what Mars is doing, and see what Aries is doing. The healer, the warrior, and the companion. Okay. Let's check on this companion. What is that about? I'm feeling this deck. Let me see. Just want to make sure. Maybe I'll just pull a card for each of them, actually. Let's see. The healer. Dolphins, the swimmers. Okay, so water could be something very healing for you. The magician with the warrior, resources. You already have what you need, pile 3. 10 of pipes with the companion. Okay. This is like the 10 of wands. So I feel like with the companion and the 10 of pipes here, it's like you've done this. Like, you know what you're doing. And you have all the resources that you need already within. You just got to be able to go with the flow. You've got to allow yourself to flow. And then you can come into your harvest. So you can open up to divine perception by realizing that you can already do it. You may just need to be clear on what your gift is. So there are different gifts. A lot of people automatically associate this with clairvoyance, the ability to see, but there's also clairaudience, which has to do with hearing. There's clairsentience, which has to do with feeling. You feel your intuitive hits. There's also claircognizance, which has to do with knowing. You don't know why, but you just know. There's also one that has a complicated name, clair something, that has to do with smell. Like, everybody receives in a different way. So part of your journey needs to be finding out, like, what's my art? How do I receive divine information? And so mine, when I started teaching and learning Reiki, my clairvoyance developed. But the one that I realized that I have a complete and natural connection to is actually clairsentience and claircognizance, this feeling and knowing. Like, I don't know why or how, but it's already, the information is just already a part of my being. I'm already naturally connected to that energy, to this, to higher energy. And so it looks like you guys have a similar gift. You just got to figure out which one is it. Is it the clairaudience, the claircognizance, the clairsentience, the clairvoyance? Which one calls to you naturally? Okay, so you may want to, with the dolphin, the swimmers here, just when you're laying in bed, just call divine love and light to you and see that light coming down like a shower. And I actually have a shower meditation where you stand under the water and it falls on you like divine light. So you may want to do that shower meditation, which I'll post below, but you may also want to regularly, like when you're just waking up in the morning or when you're going to bed in the evening or even throughout the day, especially if you work in the corporate space, you just may want to envision like this light coming down like a shower, moving not only over your body, but also through your body, through your energy fields, and just cleansing out anything that is not a part of who you are. And then refilling your energy field with divine love, divine light, just kind of a cleansing and replenishing of energy. And as you do that and you connect to your divine warrior within, which, with this divine destiny, understanding this is meant to work out for you and it's part of who you are. With the magician here, just remember you have all of the resources you need. Everything is already within you. Okay. And so you can open up to divine perception by releasing any kind of self-doubt or any kind of asking whether or not, can I do this? Or, stressing because you're concerned that maybe, am I seeing this right? And then get out there and with companion, try it. So when I was moving into this space, I would actually just tell people, like people I trusted, I asked them if I could read for them. And it was always people I trusted, but people who I didn't know necessarily what they were doing every day, So, I was sure that there was a bit of mystery, but I knew them well enough to trust them and to trust that they would give me constructive feedback in a manner that wasn't envious or unkind, in a loving way. And so I reached out to those people and I started reading cards for them. And eventually I moved on to birth charts. And then I just quit my corporate job and went full time. So this is a step-by-step kind of thing. So what this is saying is douse yourself in divine light. Allow yourself to cleanse your energy and replenish. Know that you already have everything you need within you. And now get out there and give your gift. Get out there and give your gift. And as you give your gift, you will create a manifestation momentum that will bring in new opportunities. And you'll also grow in self-confidence and self-knowledge as you move forward. So those are the steps, okay? And in the process, just knowing you're safe and you're protected and just embracing all of who you are and embracing self-acceptance. Okay, let's find out. Did I remember? I think I forgot to use this deck in the last one. Let's use the astrology deck and just find out if there's any essence you need to incorporate to help you on your path during the alignment. At the bottom, Eros with love. Okay, waning crescent moon. So after the full moon is the waning crescent. So I think maybe some of you, you may need to spend time a little bit with yourself. Partially in the light, like, with the companion, you don't want to completely isolate yourself, but give yourself permission to, allow this light to flow to you in quiet moments so that you can receive what you need to receive, and then you can move out and shine your light. So there's a bit of a combination energy at the moment. Let's find out more. I'm using the moon deck, which is appropriate, right? Because the moon came out for you. A new start is coming. And when the light of the moon is waning, like it is here, it's moving towards the new moon. And this is what's going to be happening right after the planetary alignment. A new moon is coming. So we just had the full moon yesterday. So now the light is waning. We're already in the waning cycle. And, shortly we'll be moving on January 29th into the new moon. So it's almost like it's showing what's happening after the planetary alignment. So I feel like whenever you're watching this, whether it's during the planetary alignment or years later, whatever it is, I feel like there's a new start that's coming. Bring love into the situation. That fits with arrows at the bottom of the deck with arrows. Bring love into the situation. I feel like there's also self-love, love for yourself, love for others, love for community, love for your guides, just allowing yourself to see things from a positive perspective, always assuming the best of yourself, Your dreams need a practical plan, and have faith in your dreams. These came out in the other piles as well. So a new start is coming. You just need to bring more love into the situation, and that love will help to encourage the new start. It will bring more momentum. Your dreams need a practical plan, and you need to have faith in your dreams. And, Saturn's going to be one of the planets that's visible during the alignment, and Saturn is always encouraging us to, to bring practicality and structure to what we're doing. So let's see. Look at this. Cards jumping out. I'm just asking, what do you need to bring to your practical plan? Like, what is it that must be included in this plan? At the bottom, Ace of Cups. So let go of, look at this. Five of Swords right below. Let go of disappointment, crying, thinking no one sees you, no one hears you, is not working out. You can let that go and come more into an emotional equilibrium with the Ace of Cups, knowing that you're held, knowing that you're loved, you're safe. And look at the Queen of Coins just jumping out, this energy of business, which is also basically the full moon in Taurus. That looks more like goat energy, Capricorn, but Saturn rules Capricorn. So it's like the bull and, with finances, as well as Capricorn with structure, are showing up here. Queen of Coins, the Hierophant. So with the Hierophant here, I feel like there's a call to commitment. Commit to what it is that you're creating. Bring love into the situation. And when you're creating this plan, you need to commit to it. And it's not necessarily Emperor energy, but this is the Hierophant, which has to do with, what are my values, and I'm committing to those values. I'm going to follow through on what it is that I'm doing, and I'm going to do things that are consistent with my values. So the plan needs to be consistent with who you are, consistent with your values. It can't just be what other people are telling you to do or telling you what's best. When I see bring love into the situation, I feel like there's a message here, follow your heart. Like your heart needs to be a part of this planning process. And with the Hierophant coming in, it's like the plan that you create needs to be consistent with who you are as well as with your values. It can't all just be based on advice. Yeah, 10 of Wands. Oh my gosh, the Empress. She did show up. So with the 10 of Wands here, I always think it's interesting with the 10 of Wands that, you know, she can't really see properly because she's holding so many things and so much. But let's see what the message is of the 10 of Wands. I feel like you might not be able to see all that you've already achieved. You know, I feel like you can't necessarily see all that you've done, all that you've created with the Empress here, like all the things that you've harvested, you know, with Venus. And you need to be more conscious of that. So commit, have faith in your dreams and keep going. But make sure as a part of this plan that you have some kind of structure that allows you to stop and acknowledge how far you've come. Don't let pride get in your way. It's time to take action. Okay, I can't say it any more clearly than that. With don't let pride get in your way, I think sometimes that has to just do with fear. You know, don't let fear get in your way. Don't let, you know, making excuses or I'm not ready or, you know, this person is doing it already. And so if I come and do it as well, then they might think, you know, some of those stories that we tell ourselves. I feel like this card is like, let go of the stories that we tell ourselves and start seeing how much you've already done. And I feel like if you could just act, if you could just look at where Aries is in your chart, if you could channel that divine warrior energy that says, I got everything I need within me, I can do this. It's just a quick jump and you're already there. Conclusions are within reach. But only if you commit and make the choice to move forward. Like this is free will and you can ask for help. Yeah, nothing is yet set in stone. So you're not bound to anything. But if you really want this, then it's going to require you to take action. Yeah, look at this. Didn't I just say conclusions are within reach? I knew this card is in the deck. And I felt like even though I didn't pull it, that's the message. But look, I pulled it. Okay. So, with conclusions are within reach, right below that, there's the card here. Take time to breathe out. So I feel like this isn't about panic. It's not about panic and, oh, I got to do something. Nothing is set in stone. I got to go, go, go. I feel like maybe you've already been doing that. I feel like this is about coming more into divine feminine power, which says, I give myself permission to be creative, to allow creativity to flow through me, for it to be a natural process and not a forcing process. And then as you move forward and take action on your heart, on the things that you love, on your creativity, the conclusions are in reach. So this is going to require you to connect to your breath, to breathe and to allow yourself to move through this at the pace, at the tempo that you feel is right for you. But there is clear encouragement to move forward and take action and not allow your past or any kind of stories that you're telling yourself to get in the way. Okay? So this is your message pile number 3. Let's take one more card of encouragement. Limitation is power. Lean into your limitations. Look, and that's right on top of the 10 of Wands. So if you feel limited, if you feel challenged and tested, remember that's actually an instrument for a level up, for growth. And maybe some of you are like, I'm so tired of hearing that. You know, but it's true. It's really requires that kind of tension to help us to move forward and to level up, to reach a new level, really. Concealed power. So it's like, it's almost saying this is who you are. You're this empress. You're an incredible empress, but you're just not allowing your power to flow through. But you can do that now. You know, you can do that. All you need is the energy of love. Behold the world through the eyes of love. Fine wine. Longing is the portal to wholeness. So I feel like, you guys are longing, and it's there. It's there. It's just right beyond your grasp. So hold on. You may feel like it's a bit much. You may feel like, I don't know if I can keep going, but it's just right there. Just make sure you're giving yourself permission to breathe and continue to move forward, knowing and understanding this is a part of your divine destiny. You're the hero, you're the heroine of your story. So pile number 3, that is your message. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Don't forget, you have your opportunity to, grasp some obsidian, some mahogany obsidian as support on your path. I'm sending you so much love and so many hugs. And if this reading was in any way helpful, I would appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, recommend to a friend, and I will see you in the next reading.